The car talk guys.
Exactly. Oh,
Whatever you do.
Ton and his friends.
Yeah. Oh, we're live.
Hey, yo!
Hey, everyone. We're super excited to be doing a sort of virtual alumni reunion. It's been, what, almost a year now since you all started. And it's kind of our pleasure to give you an update on what Make School is up to and what's going on. So, Ashu, tell us about this new program we offer that everyone should know about.
So last September, we launched the pilot of our 2-year university replacement program. This year, we just ran a 1-year pilot of it with 11 students from the summer academy, some of which you know. And the goal of this program was to prepare students for their career in tech, even basically taking our mentality of the summer program of teaching people more practical skills and expanding that towards what other things that we think were important to teach students before they get ready for their careers. And so all of our students shipped not only iPhone apps, websites using Ruby on Rails, and got jobs at tech companies. So they're all off, no longer learning from us, but they're all off at companies like Snapchat, Pandora, Edmodo, and more.
Which is super duper cool. And we structured the 2-year program next year to have a really strong work component. So you study for 8 months, you work for 6 months, you study for 8 months, you go get a full-time job, and we're bringing on a bunch of corporate partners to come and recruit our students for that 6-month period and, of course, for full-time jobs afterwards. And yesterday, we're super proud to announce that Hipmunk, the travel search website, is one of our partners, along with a variety of other companies, Edmodo and YC companies of all sorts. Tilt. Yeah, Tilt. A lot of you crowdfunded parts of your tuition with them, and they are a partner as well. So what this means is that we have very strong industry involvement in our curriculum. So this is the philosophy of the Summer Academy, extended over 2 years, with industry consultation on what we should teach. And we literally went and asked them, what do you wish new grads you hire actually knew? And then took the intersection of all their answers and made a curriculum out of that. So this curriculum covers CS theory, it covers math, it covers iOS development, Rails, machine learning, AI, some hardware, a bunch of amazing stuff.
And things like entrepreneurship, how to start a business,
writing, networking,
storytelling.
Yeah.
And
even a biology class is in the works. So, some history of tech. And the best part is that we don't charge tuition, which I think a lot of you have heard about by now. We take a percentage of your postgraduate earnings and your internship earnings. And this is, I think, a pretty revolutionary way of doing things for higher ed. Opens up Ming School to people with a much wider variety of backgrounds, allows them to study without financial hardship, and then really aligns incentives. Make School literally cannot make money unless our students get good jobs at the end of the program. And so far with the pilot, the results have been awesome. And so we have really, really high hopes for next year.
And some of the backstory of why we decided to launch this program. As a lot of you know, Jeremy and I did a couple years of college and didn't feel like it was for us. And mostly because we were sitting in your shoes where we were already building cool products and we didn't want to wait to have to build more. So college didn't really feel like the right place, and we were starting to think about if we were to design the ideal college experience that we would have wanted to attend. That's what we're trying to create here. And so it's pretty cool to see the types of students who are interested in joining next year. We have students who are building their own Linux distributions, who built a learn-to-code platform on top of Minecraft. And perhaps most exciting, we're getting a lot of students who could no longer attend college because they couldn't afford it, meaning they literally did not have opportunities for higher education without Make School. And for us, I think that's one of the great things about our mission is that we're able to provide really high-quality CS education for people who otherwise would not be able to get this.
Yeah. We also have students coming in next year from a variety of backgrounds, everything from right out of high school, kind of like Masa did this year, to students coming in who were previously at universities like UCLA, UC San Diego, University of Waterloo, which is the best CS school in Canada, and even MIT, which is awesome. So that's like the big company update, and we're not by any means shifting focus away from the Summer Academy. Actually, we expected to double in size this summer. So you all did it. It was about 120 students. We're looking at maybe 250 this summer, which is going to be, super awesome. We just finalized our New York location on, I think, 29th Street and 11th Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. And the cool thing is we introduced a new track. So there's a game development track that you all know and love. There's actually an app development track. And believe it or not, we have a lot of alums from past Make School years, from your class and all the way back from 2012, who are attending again this summer to learn the app development track because they want to come back, experience the Summer Academy again, and sort of.
And they want to hang out with Jeremy some more.
They want to see the fro grow. I mean, that's really the main motivation, is sort of the fro progression, but also app development. And this year it's going to be taught in Swift, so staying up to date with the times, and that's actually reason alone to come back and check it out.
And some playing around with some back-end tools. So we're going to use that in parts for Firebase on the back end, and so you'll be able to explore more complicated types of apps instead of just simple local apps. So
we wanted to talk a little bit about sort of moving forward for the Make School alumni community. Many of you probably know that Make School alums have been extraordinarily active in planning a variety of events, from high school hackathons like Gun Hacks, like HS Hacks, like Hack Gen Y, which were organized or co-organized by Make School alums, to collegiate hackathons like Hack MIT, Hack Duke, Hack Princeton, which are also organized, co-organized by Make School alums. And so going forward, we want to sort of remind you and encourage you to be leaders in the entrepreneurship, software development, product development communities, and that you have an unbelievable network of people across every school in the country, both high school and college, that has a strong programmer presence. And we were unbelievably inspired to see students take the initiative to organize alumni reunions in both New York and the West Coast. And if you haven't heard about those, we'll be sending out an invite to everyone shortly to sort of spread the word, but those were actually alumni initiated, which is really exciting.
It's really exciting to see how all of our alums, including and also our current students for the longer term program, are so enthused about getting more students exposed to computer science and the joy of shipping products. All of our students for the longer term program came and mentored at countless hackathons and had so much patience teaching students, and also the alums who through hackathons again. They're doing it to help foster this community, to help spread the maker mentality that you've all learned here. So it's really heartwarming to see.
Dan, do you have some photos you can put on?
Yes.
Like Make School memories? We're going to show you, as we talk, we're going to show you like slideshow some fun moments during the Summer Academy. I'd like to say that we've also been really impressed at some of the internships people have landed this summer after the Summer Academy. If you landed something cool, tell us about it. We found out that two of our current freshmen in high school, Tolga and Kevin, Tolga Besser, Kevin Franz, actually have paid iOS development internships next summer. And that's like amazing that a freshman in high school makes school one summer, paid an internship the next summer, and I'm sure there's many more of you out there doing really wonderful things. So make sure to check in and let us know what's up. Let's take a look at this slideshow. I think this was on someone's birthday. Was it Jerry's or Ben's?
Wait, you guys played beer pong at the Summer Academy last year?
No, this is ice cream, Ashu. Ice
Ben
cream
and Jerry's.
Yeah, I think it was a Ben and Jerry event. You can see in the back, those of you in Palo Alto, there's Ben and then there's Jerry. So this was ice cream day. Let's take a look at the next one, Ben. We have SF location. This was
not a staged photo.
Totally non-staged photo where everyone was very genuine and was not told beforehand to look unreasonably smiley. So very, very natural and genuine photo there. We have the most unstaged photo. This photo has actually made it into a lot of our marketing and sort of press materials because of how genuine it is, because of how unstaged and really sort of natural, just a candid moment that just sort of happened without any prompting from the photographer. So that was really cool. Yeah, pushing the unstaged thing far here, Keita. This was an SF student. He looked like this every day, basically, whenever his code compiled, which was really exciting. So Keita, if you're listening, we love you and your enthusiasm every day. This is Alexis in the New York City location. So SF and Palo Alto people, sorry to make you jealous, but Alexis Ohanian actually visited the New York location this year and gave a talk. He is super duper awesome. We hope to be able to give you an opportunity to meet him at future alumni events, and I think a lot of you were able to meet him at YC Hacks on the West Coast. So that's.
If you come to May School instead of going to college, I promise you'll meet Alexis.
Yeah, that's true. On the left, the famous day that Sam Altman came and gave a talk and showed up in his Tesla convertible, which we've clipped out of the.
Right?
No, he showed up in his Tesla convertible, bright blue Tesla convertible. and then Alexis on the right being kind of silly, as founders of multi-million-dollar internet empires tend to be. So, and this was the West Coast Demo Day, really exciting day, culmination.
So one thing, so this was at the Computer History Museum. We're hosting another event at the Computer History Museum.
Yes, this is super important.
So this is pretty sweet. Well, actually, first of all, on Monday we have our demo day for the college replacement program. That's going to be Monday night at our offices in San Francisco. So if you're local to the area and you're not doing anything Monday night, come. It'll be a great celebration. We'll have press, investors, founders of companies, as well as prospective students.
657 Bryant Street.
Yeah, 657 Bryant Street at 7 p.m. on Monday. You should have already received the invite. If not, I'll make sure to email you that again. And the other event we're holding is in late April. It's on April 26th. And we're holding the first ever Shipathon. Now, you've been to hackathons, you've started new projects at hackathons, but we at May School are all about shipping products. And so we want you to take some dusty old hackathon project, brush it off, and get ready to ship it. We'll have a lot of workshops on things like how to submit to the App Store, how to deploy to Heroku, and how to get users and develop a big user base for your product. And so if you're interested, on April 26th at the Computer History Museum, we're going to have the first Shipathon with some May School students as well as a lot of other local high school and college students.
And I think that sign-ups for that are going to open
today.
Today?
Yeah, we'll also send out an email about that, but we just finished the page, mayschool.com/shipathon, and we'll again send out the link.
I don't know if there's a Guinness World Records for this, but we want to have the most products shipped in one room ever. Alrighty, let's take a look at what came next. Oh yeah, this was Troll Toss, which was an amazing application of beautiful art to make an absolutely hilarious game that we all love. Terrence, we miss you. And then, Google engineer talking at West Coast Demo Day, which was a really, really cool time for folks in the network. You may or may not know that Rudy Gomez from the Palo Alto location actually met his future employer at the West Coast Demo Day, and now is a full-time software engineer in the Silicon Valley, having literally driven to the Summer Academy. I'm going to feel Rudy's going to kill me. I think it was from New Mexico. It was from Texas?
Yeah.
Sorry, Rudy. From Texas, all the way to the Summer Academy. Rudy drove from Texas and now is a full-time engineer in the Silicon Valley. So that's awesome.
And he came over and hung out last night.
Yeah, and we still hang out, which is great. Keita showing off his game to some kids. You may recognize the scene from the Summer Academy video, which if you haven't seen it yet, makeschool.com/summer-academy. We have a little video of the SF location, and Keita is prominently featured demoing his game. And finally, more Demo Day stuff. Cassandra, we also miss you. And finally, SF location, big smiley faces. Everyone except for Teresa seems really happy in this photo, which is the opposite of most other Summer Academy photos. So I think we told you about the events. One thing we didn't tell you, but we'd like to remind you, is that
two more events that are coming up. So actually, Scotty Shaw from New York, who some of you remember, he also organized Hack Duke, but he is going through the motions of planning actual physical reunions for us, so you can actually hang out with each other and us, and we will be sure to fly out for the New York City Alumni reunion as well. And so the dates for those have not been set yet. If you have preferences on when you want those dates to be, check out Facebook. Scotty should have sent invites to most students in the group. We'll again try to promote those events to you as well, but Scotty is going to be driving force behind getting those together. And it'll be great to again reconnect with all of you, and both in New York City as well as out here.
So the imminent thing you should be aware of is that our application deadline for the Summer Academy is in 2 weeks, April 15th. And now is the time to tell friends, tell family to tell friends that the deadline is approaching and that they should apply. And we have a process in place for you to refer people and recommend people. We have over 200 applications in the system that came from direct referrals from friends, and we'd love to see that number jump because honestly, I'm the application reader. Applications that you refer by far have been the best ones that I've reviewed because your friends are really awesome people. And so come back to the Summer Academy this summer, but if you can't, send us some of your friends. If you go to makeschool.com/apply/referrals, and we'll post this link again to the group at makeschool.com/apply/referrals, you will get a unique referral link that when you share it with their friends, they get a $300 discount on tuition, and if they end up attending, we'll give you $300. So not only should you tell your friends to apply, you should give them a link to make sure that they can get a discount when they do apply. So that's really important. And then on that dashboard, you'll be able to see whether your friends have applied, and when they do apply, you can actually recommend them. And if they forget to apply, you can send them little reminder emails, being like, yo, you should apply to this thing. So it's a cool little neat system that we built in-house, and we'd love to see more alums take advantage of it.
And it's very similar to Y Combinator, for example, has their referral system in a very similar way. And the reason why the quality of that community has grown so well is because a lot of the applicants have been friends of people who have done the program. And in a similar way, we want to maintain very high quality with Make School, and we need your help to do so. And so we'd love to have your friends who are also passionate about building products do Make School and join our community, either the Summer Academy or the 2-year program.
You should also know that this year has been really, really exciting in terms of number of applications, where we have like tons more than we have slots, and the applications this year tend to be of really, really high quality, I think because we've been a lot more proactive in the hackathon scene. And so because of our rolling admissions policy, slots are filling up, and we're sort of moving fast in filling our 50% class. So to your friend's advantage to apply sooner rather than later. And honestly, you know, 2 identical profiles, I'd rather admit the friend of a current student than not, and so it'd be a shame to have friends come in late and then not have any spots left. So make sure to tell your friends to apply. Dan, let's see if our students have any questions they want to ask us. Yeah. So there's actually a little Q&A tab that you can open in your sort of Hangout interface and type out questions. So since we're all hanging out, if any of you want Ashu and I to field questions about Make School, the future of Make School, things that are going on inside or outside the company, we'd be happy to field those questions. And how big is the team grown, Ashu?
Oh, we're at like 14 people now. Yeah. Which is pretty exciting. So
14 full-time.
Team is growing. A lot more people are hearing about Make School as well. You probably, if you're at college, have seen people walking around with Make School shirts. Maybe even in high school, you've seen people walking around with Make School shirts.
And phone backs.
And yeah, it's pretty exciting that more and more people have started to hear about us, and hopefully we as a company can continue to grow at the same rate as Jeremy's lovely fro.
Yeah, and I can't get it cut because it's bad luck, because then our growth rate just shrinks. It's terrible.
The first question is asking, is Jeremy's fro really luscious? Yes.
The answer is yes.
It's very luscious.
The answer is yes. In addition to our 14 full-time staff right now, we're going to be bringing on an additional like 20 or so Summer Academy instructors. So the team this summer is going to be awesome and huge. And a lot of these folks have taken or taught Make School courses at MIT or Carnegie Mellon before, have professional experience, and have shipped apps in the App Store. So our instructor crew this summer is going to be rocking it, and the Make School family is going to grow both on the student side and the team side, which is super, super exciting.
Yeah.
I guess no questions from alums. Y'all have all your questions answered. Well, the follow-ups from this, we're going to post the referral link to the alum page. We're going to make sure we all get invites to the West Coast and East Coast alumni reunions. We're going to make sure that you all know about our demo day on Monday, which we've emailed you about a bunch, but you should still all come. And those of you who are down in Palo Alto, I really urge you to make the trek up for it. It's worth it, because we not only have current students in the College Alternative Program presenting, we have a lot of really, really cool people coming as part of the audience, and there's going to be networking opportunities. Yeah. So you should absolutely try and make it up. And then I also want to give a shout out to Derek and Nicholas, who met at the Summer Academy in Palo Alto and are applying to Y Combinator together as a team this year. And we're super excited to see more of that happening. If you happen to have applied to Y Combinator and didn't tell us, please get in touch. We'd love to put in a recommendation for you in the system and give you feedback on your application. So anyway, if Derek and Nicholas are out there, we're really proud of you, and we wish you all the best of luck. I already went in to put in my rec, and I hope that it turns out well.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Jeremy's got a girlfriend now for like 7 months. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we tried to hide it from you during the Summer Academy, which would come by sometimes, and
we moved into a cool new house in San Francisco, so we're, instead of living down in Palo Alto, the whole team is up in San Francisco. So it's been an exciting year for us all around, both with Make School and personally. So it's pretty.
And Ashu's seeing some girl too, so don't. Yeah, just one, I think. Anyway, and with that, I guess we'll wrap it up. So it was super awesome seeing you all again. I look forward to seeing you in person at sort of alumni reunions. You are all welcome with like a day or two advance notice to make sure we're free, but you are all welcome to drop by for lunch at Make School Monday through Friday, served unpredictably between 12:07 and 12:32 p.m. But we would love to have you come by and grab a bite and sort of meet the new folks on the team, as well as some of the companies that we share a building with.
Yeah, so if you're ever in the area, and especially the alums who are not in the area, if you're in San Francisco, drop us a line. We'd love to see you. We'd love to catch up, hear your stories. Again, we're more than anything a people company, and so we'd again love to continue to chat with you as members of our community.
Are we talking to the alums about the investment? Suffice to say that we've raised more venture capital money and will definitely be around for several years to come. Oh, Eric asked an awesome question. So Eric Snyder was part of the very first batch in 2012, actually came back to TA in 2013, made a game called Deep Sea Fury, which went viral in China on a sort of jailbroken iPhone app market. So he saw thousands of downloads a day and zero revenue, but the appreciation.
It was one of the most polished games that people have built.
It was really awesome. We use that we show that off to investors all the time, Eric, and I'm pretty sure we got some investor money thanks to just being like, a high school kid built this. You're like, what? So anyway, the question is, back in 2012, we were super stressed all the time, but it was hilarious. We were doing crazy stuff with such few resources. Anything you missed from those days? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say when you have a company of only 3 or 4 people, you end up spending a lot of time with each other all the time. And so there's a certain feel and a certain environment where it really feels like you're hanging out with people all the time. Now things we're a little bigger, so it's obviously great that we have more people to be a part of the family. But for example, Jeremy and I occasionally, even though we work together and live together, we still sometimes only see each other like once a week.
In the same hallway. Our rooms are in the same hallway, in the same house. We work in the same office, and we can go a week without actually. We have to schedule in meetings to talk to each other every Wednesday from 12 to 1, by the way.
And on a similar note, I think back in those days, we were able to hang out with our alums a little bit more than we can now. Obviously, we have more alums now, but definitely something that I miss. And so, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, come visit us, come have lunch, and it will make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside if you do decide to drop by.
I'm not saying that I'm lonely or anything, but Eric, I miss you. Come visit.
But I would say we still try to do a lot of crazy stuff with very few resources.
So I'll tell you a couple of things maybe you don't know. So for the students who are tuning in who are from the most recent Summer Academy, you may not know that in 2012 it was just Ashu and I teaching.
Yeah.
There was no one else. It was just the two of us teaching, and we had 35 students in one room in our house in Palo Alto, except that we had to move in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
So literally the night before. It was on 4th of July weekend, we switched locations. So the first few weeks of the academy were in 2 homes in Menlo Park, and then after 4th of July weekend, that Tuesday, we moved to a house in Palo Alto. On that Monday, we threw a furniture assembly party, and got free pizza.
Well, actually, we arrived, we were moving on Monday. On Sunday night, we arrived at the house, and getting ready that evening, we're going to set everything up, and there was no power in the house.
Oh, right.
There was literally absolutely no power in the house, and so there's no way we could set up the tables. So we ended up the next morning having all the students assemble all their tables, and still had no power. And we called the electric company, and they would not come and install the power until the day later. And so Jeremy goes outside and just looks around for where the power outlet is, or the switch, and he goes to the circuit breaker, flips the one switch you have to turn on. We suddenly have power across the entire house. Run the first day with sort of stealing internet from the stealing electricity from the city of Palo Alto, and the next day the guy from the city of Palo Alto was coming to turn the power back on. So we just right before he came, turned the power off again so that he can go in the back and flip on the switch to give us power back.
It may or may not be a federal something or other to steal power from the city, but everything to keep
it never happened.
Now the funny thing is we were 2012, never again, this level of craziness, we're going to be organized. You, the 2014 students, you arrived on a Monday at 9 a.m. And that Monday at 3 a.m., we were still like updating the curriculum and assembling furniture because we had an unexpected uptick. Believe it or not, 3 weeks before this summer academy started, we thought we were going to have 80 students, but 120 showed up on the first day, and that was a lot of desks that I had to assemble by hand on Sunday night and Monday morning. So even though, Eric, we're bigger and we have more resources, the crazy stuff still goes down. We got a couple more questions in. So the first one that was asked by Derek is new mobile development track. How does it compare to the gap year program? Very good question. The summer mobile development track and the gap year program, or it's not the gap year program, Derek, the 2-year program, both cover iOS development with UIKit. The summer program only has 2 weeks dedicated to learning technologies and then 6 weeks building your own app, like last summer academy. What that means is we especially cannot cover server-side development, so you're going to be using Parse or Firebase in the back end. We also don't go nearly as advanced, professional level in terms of iOS development. We get you like really far. You can build really, really great apps, but we don't talk about the kind of stuff that like the CTO who runs iOS at Dropbox would want you to know about. In the 2-year program, we have every student write their own backend for their app, and we go into Swift plus Objective-C, and we cover a lot more of the like programming concepts, paradigms, structures that would make you seem like a not noob developer at any company. So we literally want companies that interview you for iOS to feel like you have like a year or 2 experience in iOS development, even though you've just done our 2-year program thing. And ultimately, the goals are different. The Summer Academy is about shipping a product at any cost, and the 2-year program is about getting you to be a really, really, really good developer. Oh man, the questions are rolling in.
Kayvon's was next. So Kayvon asked, have you considered creating a Swift bootcamp for alums, just a shortened version of the full summer program? So we haven't thought about doing this mostly because trying to do even more things than we're already doing might be a bit tricky. But that being said, you could definitely, we can work out some way for you to come for the first few weeks of the Swift apps course. So that way you can learn when we're going through mostly, again, learning about Swift and a few of the technologies. You can come for that portion and then sort of skip the portion where you're mostly working on your own app. So we're happy to work out something like that, especially with alums if you'd be interested. But at the same time, we think the full experience and actually building the full app. Again, our instructors can provide a lot of support, just like you had last year when you're going through and running into bugs and so on and so forth. So we're definitely open to that. Drop us an email and we can chat more.
Yeah.
And then Justin's question.
What up, Justin? I was hanging out with Jason this weekend, and we really miss you. The question is the app track similar to the game track, and do they happen at the same time? So yes, they're going to be run in parallel. The students are going to be in the Summer Academy together. Actually, the play testing, or as they're called for app development, the user testing sessions are going to be mixed across tracks. So
and we'll have some combined lectures, so things like usability and things like design. We'll have sort of
and Swift, the Swift program,
Swift, yeah.
The Swift basics are going to be combined. So there's going to be mixed lectures, separate lectures. I'd say there's about 50% overlap in content, Justin. So what that means is the Swift stuff is going to be the same, and then some of the design elements, things about shipping your app, marketing, getting users, things like that are going to be similar. But Cocos 2D and UIKit are quite different. And we're going to go deep in Cocos 2D in the games track and deep in UIKit in the apps track. For someone who did the Summer Academy in Objective-C and Cocos 2D, you're going to be learning 90% new stuff in the Swift apps track. It's also a bit more advanced because you're building the backend and you're dealing with UIKit, which requires a little bit deeper understanding of some programming concepts than Cocos 2D does. It's easier to kind of hack together a Cocos 2D game and get it to work and be fun, have the code be terrible behind the scenes and no one notice. It's harder to have no one notice how terrible your code is in a UIKit app. And
the projects you'll build in the so when you're cloning popular projects, you'll be for the apps track. It'll be Instagram and Evernote. So again, pretty prominent apps, and you can learn how they're built.
Yeah, and like you should. I mean, Benji, our iOS guru, who was running the SF location, and is our like full-time iOS curriculum developer. Man, like the Instagram clone he's building is full featured as can be. So you're gonna know how to build like real iOS apps. It's gonna be awesome. I think that's all. Kevin, Justin, Derek, Eric, it's super nice to hear from you.
Yeah.
And you should come by our office more often.
And Kayvon, I will respond to your email today or tomorrow.
Busted.
Busted.
Busted. We'd love for you to make a post on the alum group if you are an alum who is returning to the Summer Academy. I think, Justin, that you're planning on returning. I know of others who are planning on returning. And it'd be great for alums to see that indeed you're coming back, because some people, Justin and others, might come literally just to hang out with you again. Like, I almost was able to convince Jason Castro to come back as an instructor just because I told him that you're going to come back and he would love to teach you again. So, true story. But unfortunately, he has like a real job now. Anyway, I think we'll call it an evening.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Good seeing you all.
Good seeing you all.
Good job, Karen.